What's up, familia?
Yeah, hello everybody.
What are we doing today, senor?
We're reviewing episode 8 of The
When we
Last.
are in need. The need to feed.
It's almost over. It's been a ride, man. Yeah, I mean, I know where it goes. Like, not only is it exciting that the show is doing this thing, but that it will inspire so many others. It, and we'll see where it goes. And we got Fallout, we got God of War.
And the thing with this one that I noticed is the actual person who created the game and the director of the series are, I don't know if they're the first ones to do it, but man, kudos to them because they did an awesome job with this project, and I'm really proud of them for doing it.
Yeah, it's true. Like so many other things that they work on, and they just hate the source material. Why do you take on this project? Like, it's not the way. They're doing that with God of War. It's Cory Balrog is working on it, who's the creator of God of War. They're starting off with the reboot, Data Boy.
Got it. See, the thing with me is like you say, like, you know where it's coming. Like, honestly, for me, like I keep saying, like, it's been a long time since I played the game, and every time I see it, I was like, I'm watching it like with fresh eyeballs, I think you could say. So I don't know where's it coming or is it going.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, and then especially because a lot of people fell off after the first one.
So guys, how about we jump into The Last of Us?
Oh, yeah.
So it starts off with David saying a sermon in his makeshift church, to go outside, and then David's like, I don't feel that they're trusting me anymore. It's like, I don't feel that love. And he's like, what are you talking about? From you, James. He's like, do you still don't believe in me? And then he's like, I want to hear it. It's like, I'm with you, dog. He's like, let's roll out, dog. He's like, how is our food supply? He's like, we got a week's worth or 2 weeks tops. He's like, man, this ain't cutting it.
Yeah, we only have one gift card left for Arby's. And then he talks about Hannah asks if they're gonna bury her dad, and
that's right.
He says like, "Oh, it's too cold. You can't bury a body. We don't know how to bury a body in the cold."
What are you talking about? This nonsense.
What do we have? Shovels? There's not. I mean, it's snowing. You can still.
You can do the snow plow.
It's not. It doesn't turn into asphalt. You can still break dirt. Whatever.
So yeah, we'll bury your dad in the spring.
Yeah. So to me, I don't know. I guess we might break it down a little bit later, but it feels like they kind of know a little bit, like right there, because she's just like maybe she was asking that because she's like, am I gonna see my dad on the menu, or like can we put him to rest?
He has a finger. His finger licking good.
Yeah, right. Oh no, we can't bury him.
We cannot bury him. We've been marinating him for over 2 months. We let him soak in his juices.
Yeah. You gotta figure out the right coffin. We gotta start a GoFundMe.
He goes, you have a little, like, I think I have your dad's beef jerky in between my teeth right now.
You have someone in your teeth.
So after that, we cut to Ellie and Joe. She's nursing his wound. Looks at it, admiring her horseshoe stitching that she did.
Man, I didn't think it was that big a shank.
You saw that shit? It was like a big as you. It's like McDonald's or something.
All right. Where's the reality? Where's the actual game where he just puts a bandage around his arm and it heals the hole in his stomach?
He's like, shh.
We want the video game reality.
Isn't it like that? He goes like this and he tapes it up.
Where is it where he stops in the middle of a firefight to assemble a bomb? When does that happen?
I know, right? We're waiting for that.
In the story I remember, Joel died like 137 times up until that point.
Then she respawn time.
I'm not seeing the reality at all.
So after that, she sees the rifle. She's like, Joe, I'll be right back. She's like, don't go anywhere. Like, so she goes outside in the wilderness, in the forest. It looks really awesome, dude. Like that. It looks peaceful, but I don't know. I've never been out in the snow like that.
That's just Canada.
Oh, Canada. Is it true that you put a spout in a tree and a maple syrup comes out of it?
Well, they put a spout in Joel.
Leaky faucet. So she goes out there. She's trying to get a rabbit, but the rabbit like runs off. She's like, "Oh no!" And she tries running
Nobody
after him.
told me rabbits were fast.
So yeah, so Ellie's chasing after him. She eats snow. She falls down. She's like, "Damn it!" She continues down the path and she finds a deer.
This is another thing that's stressing me out about this whole. So the whole episode, the whole situation, like she's hunting for like 10 minutes. And she sees a rabbit and a deer, and apparently she's like an hour or two walk away from this place.
And that's when we meet David and what do you call him? Guppy?
James.
Hey, Guppy. James and David and Kevin. Kevin the deer who got shot. So yeah, so there's just a Mexican standoff. It's like, what are you doing? Don't move. Get away from my deer. It's like, we're in a town with people that are hungry. Like, I'm with a lot of people who are hungry too. It's like, you don't need help carrying that deer. Oh dear. And then she's like, how about we do a trade? You have medicine? You have medicine? You see how that little voice crack, like she gets a little happy. She's like, yeah, we have medicine back in the thing. He's like, all right, go give me the medicine. You have half of the deer.
And so saying that she gave away that like she was there with an injured person. You know, a couple of things I noticed too is that like one thing, they discover the deer when it runs away and they notice that it's bleeding, right?
Yeah.
So then we get to see them talking and they're just like, it actually is like, it's like contradictory to everything else they do in the whole episode. It's like, oh, maybe somebody else shot it. And you would think that in the context of just those two, they'd be like, oh, let's get them, you know, like
yeah, like spreading out and make sure.
Why didn't they no, they were just like, oh, they're probably they'll come here for it. Let's hang out. Like they were just like normal girls. This is like you dropped a wallet. Oh, they'll come back. Yeah, this is wait a second, they'll be here.
Let's wait a second, like, they'll come back. They'll realize it where it is.
So it seemed a little out of character, but they were trying to lull you into the sense that they're just like,
yeah, like good guys, right? Like the self.
Yeah, and then when James took off to get the medicine, and Ellie told him to leave the rifles there, that she popped out. She unloaded them.
Yeah, the rounds.
Yeah. So instead of just taking everything like she wanted to do originally, she was kind of learning from Joel.
She was covering her A to Z's, or she was making sure the area and everything is secure.
Yeah.
So yeah, so so David takes Ellie to this place, and they have a fire going, and the deer's like next to him. So they're hanging out, and then that's when the threads start to neatly tie together. She goes, you know what? I think everything happens for a reason. And she goes, that's bullshit. What are you talking about? It's like, yeah, like this hunters went out, it was 3 of them, and one didn't come back. He was killed by this person traveling with a little girl, and then that's the realization that she's like, he killed him. And she's like, nah, your friend is hurt. And then that's when you see James like, lower your gun, James. Then there's like, what?
Yeah.
Give us the guy and you go home free. But no, that's when James is like, no, we got to get him now. And then David's like, you brought the medicine? Like, yeah, give it to her. She's like, what? Just give it to her. So he tosses the medicine, and then Ellie, of course, is pointing the gun at them, and is slowly backing away. And she does a mad dash for 10 seconds, and she runs out of breath like I would have been. Like,
right.
You are fully loaded and running in the snow, and it's fucking. I can just imagine how much it burns to breathe. Tell me your experience. You're with the snow.
It depends on the wind chill. It's like it's one thing to be in the cold, where you can bundle up and protect yourself. But if the wind gets in there, and then it can get all up in your nooks and crannies, and that's when you really get it.
So she runs all the way home like she got the golden ticket. I got the golden ticket. And he busts the Family Guy when he falls down. So she injects him like
Yeah.
right there, right in the infection site. And Joe's like, you hear him in the background, like, oh. Right? He's grunting.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what are you doing? So back at their home base, you know, we see
Where
David,
was it?
Silver Lake. Right? Silver Lake.
Yeah.
My old stomping grounds,
The
baby.
reservoir. You didn't recognize it?
Oh, that's what it was. No wonder
Mhm.
it kind of some houses look familiar.
Yeah, that's why there were so many body dumped.
It's all frozen underneath all the reservoir water.
Mhm.
So go back to the thing, and then they bring back the deer, and he was suspecting like a hero's welcome. You know, it's like, look, we brought a deer, and everybody's like, oh, quiet. It's like, I brought a deer. Hello.
No, what tripped me out about that part right there though was that they were serving up meat, right? And what did they say before that? They didn't know where any deer was. They didn't find any, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, we got deer."
Yeah.
They had the deer right there on the ground, like what? Okay, yes, James told David that they didn't see any deer, but like clearly he was using code and he didn't. I'm just saying, like,
Oh God, no.
you didn't have any deer. And,
So when the guy brought in that plate, I thought that's the chopped up deer already, but no, it's like, what is it? It's like venison. It's like,
yeah, it looked okay. It didn't look too bad, but then, yeah,
it looked tender.
The
Like
guy's
chunk.
wife was like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Oh, it's deer. Oh, you jack off! Like it's so uncool. Okay, but the absolute worst part is like you're not gonna sear that meat. You're not
I
gonna.
know, right? They just threw it right in.
Oh, it's
I know.
savages.
I know. I was just like, what the hell?
Oh, come on, man.
So they brought the deer, and then he's like, then they're like, I know you guys have been hearing rumors about the one who killed Alec. That was the guy who they killed. And he's like, I understand. Like, we'll find them, and we'll bring them back first thing in the morning. And then one of the girls go, I want them dead. I've killed both of them. And then David walks up to that girl, and what is this? Like, give me some powder.
You should
He
kill
powder
him.
he put some powder in his hand and backhand the crap out of this little girl, and she flew out the chair.
That wasn't one of the girls though.
She's
It was the daughter of the
Alec, right? The dead guy.
Yeah.
She goes, you know
So
why I
it's
did
like-
that? She's like, why? I'm your daddy.
That whole thing. That whole thing was just skin crawl creepy. It's like
I slapped you off
It's
this
just so
chair and now
uncomfortable,
give
like-
me your hand.
first he slapped her right out of her socks. And then he picks her up and then he's like, I'm your daddy now. And like,
I'm your daddy. Like, you're not alone. I'm your daddy. You know why I did that? Because I'm your daddy.
and then he sits like in the dude's chair and eats the dude while everyone around him eats the dude.
That looks like a dude playing a dude. I know, right?
Who's this fucking guy, Eric Cartman?
And then before he eats, everybody's saying a prayer. He says a prayer, everybody says amen, and then everybody's like,
Yeah. And the guy who brought out the meat was like, and he takes a minute, but then he eats it anyway.
oh God, I forgot about that. He's like, he already knows where it's coming from, so he's like, shit.
Yeah, but he's like, you know what? But the soup's good though. They sure know they're where they run the soup.
But now that David knows where Ellie's at, they send a death squad for them. So yeah, so Ellie does that, her morning chores, and all of a sudden she spots the birds going, bah, 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 like flying everywhere. Like, what?
Yeah,
That's strange. Something spooked them. And of course she does. She's like going against the fence looking, and of course it's the death squad. Fan out, find her, bring her here alive. What about Joel? I mean, what about the guy? Kill him.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Ellie goes back in. She's like, "Oh crap!" She tells Joel, "Like, look, listen, these people are here. They're trying to kill you. If somebody comes down here, you kill him." He puts a knife right in his chest, and he's like, "I'm out of here." He's like, "I'm not trying to lead them away from you, okay?" And Joel's like, "Oh, what?" Like, Joel, don't fall asleep because you can't hear him when you're asleep.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly. No matter how
No.
much glass you crinkle.
So after that, she gets in the horse. So the horse is galloping 100 miles per hour, and then like, ready, action. She like gets him in the crosshairs. Boom! They shoot the horse. Why you gotta shoot the horse? So David picks up Ellie, and then he tells like, "What about the other?" He's like, "Go house to house and say trick or treat." So he sends his goon squad, of course, to find her friend. Joe's like crawling, like look at him, and then
Yeah.
like shh, quiet.
No, it's wild that he had more strength than the other guy after.
I know, right? After being injected by penicillin.
Yeah. Barely able to keep his eyes open.
So what he did, he stabbed him, and he's trying to pull it down, right? And he puts him down, like holding his mouth, type of thing.
It was just a garrote because the guy was struggling the whole time.
Okay.
Like he was just saddling up.
So Joe, all of a sudden, he has his HP in the not critical condition. He has it in it's not full health yet. It's like kind of orange,
Yeah.
intermediate, medium health.
Mm.
So he managed to tie one of them up. The other one is like on the floor, tied up too. And he tells him, "Where is she? Where is she?" It depends what time it is. Like, why? You might find a piece here or find another piece over there. So yeah, so he tells him, "Where is it? Like, where are we? Like, we are here. You are here."
Has anybody seen my map?
I'm the map.
He turns the guy into his own Sharpie.
Oh God.
The original Sharpie.
He tells him like, "You better tell me where it is, and your friend better point at the same place. If not, something bad is gonna happen to you guys." And he tells him where it is, and the guy in the chair, he gets stabbed. He's like, "What you did? What you did that for?" And then the other guy's like, "I'm not gonna tell you shit." It's like, "I don't need you to tell me anything." I believe them. He cracked them over the head. So then after that, Ellie wakes up in the dog kennel type of thing it was. And she like, and then that's when David reveals his secret plan that he wants Ellie to join him in the rural domination. "You by my side, my queen. We will marry together, foster kids, and rule the world because my law is the way."
Oh.
14 and
Hold
pregnant.
hands.
It's okay.
Oh. Like,
I feel dirty, man.
I don't
I'm
know.
like, what am I watching?
Yeah, man.
It's like, you and me are the same. We all have violent hearts. So that's what he reveals. Like he worships the cordyceps people, and
They love the French kissing.
the French kissers.
Hmm.
She goes, "I want you to let them know that Ellie broke your finger, dog."
Who was the kid who broke your finger?
David gets Ellie on the table, and before that, like he bites him, and she's like, "You had your chance to join me. Now you're gonna be today's lunch." And she's like, "No, wait." She's like, "What? I'm infected." And then that's the moment of hesitation where James is like, "What?" She looks in and
that's what she had to do because, like, honestly, in just another minute they would have killed her anyway. Because, like, what are you gonna? She's infected. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you can go. Like,
so David unrolls rounds, of course, and then David does the chase. There's no way out. Ellie has this fire thing, the little fire wood, and then she throws it behind David, and like, haha, you miss, and everything around him is getting engulfed in flames. And he looks back. I thought he was gonna run, try to put it out or something, but now he's just looking at it like, who cares? Let it burn.
Because he thought he was God at that point, so he's like, yeah, whatever.
Like, I'll put it out right now. I'll put it out with my piece. He thought it was Usher letting it burn, recording a video.
Mhm.
So yeah, so Ellie's like crawling, moving, crawling, get a knife, crawls back. And he goes, "How do you did it, Ellie? How you became perfect? How you became infected and nothing turned? Are you that special?" And Ellie had enough. She's like, he charges at David.
Special.
I'm special, bitch. Look at that. I got Mario Star. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
I was saying, no, she probably shouldn't have yelled because that's what made him turn around and shove her.
So he pokes him, stab, and then he gets thrown down. She gets turned around. David's on top of her. She's like, "Ooh, I love it when they scream." I was like, "Oh, this is fun part."
Yeah, for sure. That was what it was.
And I was like, "Oh, dude." And then after that, she's like, "This will only last a minute. Hope you enjoy it," type of thing. So he's reaching, trying to get his wankster out, and then Ellie reached for the cleaver again, and whack.
Lots and lots of wax.
He whacked him and whacked him and whacked him. I thought I was watching the scene from what's that? The Falcon Winter Soldier, where the Mr. Decapitation.
Man, yeah, she was not. And I remember it, like I played the game like when it was kind of new, but I remember the part with that happening, that Joel stopped her, and I was like, "Where's this is like stab number 28? Like, where the hell? Like, come on, like that guy died. Like, he is not getting up. Like, stop." All right.
So
we wanted him dead, So
like she's making sure that he doesn't come back as a fucking clicker or something.
Yeah. How did you put it? Tiny little pieces.
Tiny little pieces. Hey, like she was just preparing tomorrow's dinner. That's all it was.
Honestly, I wonder if everyone came through and like he even cooked.
They cook. I know, right? He's already cooked, skewered, and everything, ready to go.
Like, well, we can't bury him. The ground's too hard.
He's medium well, so he's good.
Your new name is Stu. Picaro. So yeah, I feel like she did like an out of body experience. She did a traumatic event, so she's like out of frustration, her autopilot sense just kicked in. Nah, she got a dark side.
Okay, the dark side happened.
Yup.
Luke, search your feelings.
Do it.
So it's like a wrestling match. The bell rings, ding, ding, ding. The door opens, and here's your winner, Ellie. So she's walking away. She doesn't even feel the cold or anything. She's running away, and then this guy comes from behind. She's like, "Stop! No, let me go!" Imagine she would have turned and stabbed him too. That'd be hilarious.
I mean, it's surprising she didn't.
She's like, "It's me, Ellie. It's me. Look at me. She's like, "It's me. I got you, baby girl." I was like, "Oh,
yeah. Oh,
I got you, baby girl. I got you."
That's right. He just got a new daughter.
Joe's like, "Ellie, let's get out of here."
Yeah, this restaurant sucks. 0 star Denny's.
But yeah, you see him walk off, and there's a walk off home run. And that's how it fades to black. And we'll see how it ends next week. It's the last episode.
It's almost over. And then it'll be the last of Us.
It'll be the Last of Us reviewing stuff for a minute. Next week, last episode of Last of Us.
Oh, why?
It's going to look a bang. Let's see where it ends and where does it go.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, let's see how it turns out next week. We'll end it with a bang and an announcement after that. So next time, for the Hitman, I am the Zombie. This has been the Hitman and the Zombie show. And we'll catch you in the flip side, and we'll leave you with this little quick number. Peace.
745.